Everyone, I hope you're having an amazing day. So today what we're going to do, we're going to talk about Einstein dashboard creation using a blank dashboard and using existing template which has been offered by default by Salesforce, right? So we're going to look at the dashboard creation from a template first, and then we look at the blank dashboard, right? So that's all pretty much I wanted to cover today. So first thing first, you need to log into your Einstein org. I presume everyone knows by now how to log into your org. If not, I would highly encourage you to go and check out my first video. That's Introduction to Einstein and Machine Learning. Okay, so let's dive in. So we gotta go to Einstein Analytics Studio. Excuse me, I got a sore throat today, so my apologies for that if I sound very rough. Okay, so we're gonna do a dashboard from template. So it's just based on a business requirement though. It's very nice and easy to use the dashboard from a template if you have a business requirement to make your dashboard look something similar to what we have on the screen here. So what we're going to do, we're going to use a performance summary here, and we're going to do continue. You're going to get more options here. So choose a data set. So we're going to choose one data set. We're going to use the DTC opportunity data set and choose a metric. I'm going to choose an amount. I'm going to choose a date, and we're going to choose a groupings, right? By now, you guys must be knowing how to create what grouping means, what data set means, right? I've covered everything in my previous lectures. So if you haven't watched it, please go and check that out. And we're going to check now country. So we got two groupings, billing, country, and stage. And looks good. I'm going to make it as dash temp, right? And select an app. We're just going to do shared app. It's going to create it. Excuse me. Okay, so this is how it looks, right? So nice and easy, right? So we're gonna let's view it. So yeah, I mean this is something you can, so you can change it. So let's choose the country Canada. So you see the amount and stage performance changes, and as well as your this graph changes at the bottom as well. So yeah, and then we have. So you can see you have performance summary. That's actually the name of the dashboard here. So this is so you can do short details. You can get more information here, and you can do short details here. You can get more information, right? So if you want something, a dashboard of similar sort, you can always use an existing template, right? But by all means, if you wanted to create from the scratch, you can do that as well. I'm going to show you how to do a fairly decent looking dashboard today so that, you get an idea what we can do, what we can do, right? So, yeah. And then, you can, so this is one of the options you can use. So that's pretty much what I wanted to talk about, how to do create a dashboard using a template. You can use the other template as well. It all depends upon your business requirement and your client's requirement, right? What they're after. If they're after something similar, then it's easy for you to use existing template, right? Rather than building everything from the scratch, because it makes the task difficult, right? You need to drag and drop everything, make it tidier and prettier, change the background color, whatever. So yeah, instead you can, want to use existing template, right? Cool, and then you can tweak it according to your requirement. All right, so that's one thing, right? So now what we're gonna do, we're gonna create a fresh dashboard, and we're gonna do a dashboard from a blank dashboard, right? So this is the place where you might be spending most of the time, right? Because what might happen, right? The existing template may not fit your requirement, so your team decides to build everything from the scratch. That's fine. That's whatever works for your team, right? Okay, so let's go to default here, right? And then I'm gonna make this the spacing 0, so you can see these are the properties. You can work out with it, right? The columns, I can extend it, right? So the way it works is that I'll show you what I meant by that. Okay, let's go back here. So if I reduce the column, right? So it looks something like this. So I'm gonna increase the column to 14, right? And I'm gonna make the cell spacing. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to change the background color a bit. I don't want this color. I'm going to make this one, right? Okay. So this is what I prefer. So And if you want, you can put an background image as well, right? So to base, if you want to put your company, as a logo behind the scene as a background image, you can do that as well. I mean, it depends upon the requirement. So there is an option there, you can use it, right? Okay, so look at the options on the left hand side, the widgets here. So what we're going to do, we're going to drag and drop the text component here. And then we, you don't have to worry about it here. So I'm going to do opportunity dashboard, right? And then it's going to go to text style. Going to do the color as white, right? And okay, and then alignment, I'm going to make it to center, right? And then okay, widget style, I'm going to change the background color to this, right? And then and then I'm going to save it. It's always good practice to save it. So I'm going to make it as custom dashboard, right? I'm just going to save it wherever you want. It's your choice, based on your requirement, right? Because what happens is that once you create a dashboard, you might need to share with the user, right? So you need to keep into consideration that. Okay, so we have done this, and then if you wanted to do more changes like size, you can do can make it 18, right? And you can see how it looks like. So something like that, all right? Pretty basics, nothing much here. Okay, and then what we're gonna do, I'm gonna add a chart here, right? If you wanted to add a logo, right, you can use a container, or you can use an image. So, but what we can do, you can also use a container here, right? So container, it's like a collection, right, where you can drag and drop component on top of it, so that you can move around the containers, right? And then you can, and you can even upload images, right? So you say background image. If you wanted to have a background image, very different to your actual main image, you can use the containers. So that's one of the things you can use with the containers, but we're not going to use containers today, just to keep it simple. But if you wanted to use it, might as well use it, so that's fine. So yeah, let's say for instance, I'm going to use the containers for, say, I'm going to use the containers for filters. Let's say, okay, let me use the containers, right? I'm going to drag and drop the filter components to it, right? So just to make it easier, okay. So we're going to do a background image. We don't want to choose any image here. So so we're going to use the background color as this, right? So nice and easy. And then what we're going to do, we don't want the border width, so we gonna keep the border width as that. We don't need anything. We just keep it to default here. Let's see what we can do here more. Okay, so that's pretty much we need to do. I don't know if you can shrink it. Okay. All right. Okay, so what we're gonna do, we're gonna drag and drop a chart component here. Right, and then we're gonna choose the data set, and you can I presume you know how to use this by now, right? So I won't be covering in detail what each one means. So I can change this to sum of amount, and I'm gonna do group by stage here. So let's go to stage, right? Fantastic, right? Nice looking here. All right, okay, so we're not gonna do anything else. We're gonna do done here, right? Okay, so let me extend it a bit. Okay, let me, come on. Let's see if I can extend it. Okay, so what I'm gonna do, let's look at the properties here first, right? So let's go look at the show widget action. I don't want the widget action here, right? And you're gonna look at the bar chart. Okay, so we're gonna look at y-axis, right? So I do not want to see the y-axis show title, so I do not want the title, right? So title gone. But if you do this one, it will change it. So we wanted to keep this option here, right? And then we go to x-axis here, right? And then I don't want to see the title as well, right? So I don't want to see the title in this case. And then we're gonna use the legend. So see, I don't want the legend here like measure. So you see, I'm gonna take the legend off. Okay, so this looks pretty okay. And then tooltip. So you don't have to do anything else. Chart maker. Okay, widget style, right? So what we're gonna do here, just pay attention here. Background color. So I'm gonna choose the background color as this, right? Okay, but this looks yucky, right? So I don't like this color. This looks pretty ugly, right? So what we're gonna do, we're gonna go here up a bit and see the theme. Change it to, let's say, bluegrass dark, and whatever the change, watermelon dark. Let's see. Oh, that looks yucky. Let's say, yeah. So that looks pretty much okay to me. So this is, let me see, or maybe we can change it to something else. Dark, right? This looks okay to me. So this is something I wanted to change, so I can change it. And the text color probably should be okay in my case. It should be all right. This is the background color, so it should be all right. So if I do show title, so if you wanted to see the title, you can see that as well. Okay, you know what? Let's keep the title here, right? So let's keep the title here, and then and title alignment. So let's keep it to left. No, just keep it centered. That's fine. Subtitle font. Let's say I'm gonna keep the subtitle font. No, it doesn't have any impact. All right, okay. Just a second. You can fiddle with it, right? I mean, you can do a lot of stuff here, and then so you can even create reference lines. So a reference line. So for the value, say 22 million, 22. So probably. So this is 2,200 and 22,000, right? 220,000, 2.2, 2.2, right? Label, reference selection, right? Okay, cancel. Sorry. Hang on a second. Okay, so the label, I'm just gonna put it as pros, right? So we're gonna make it easy. Just gonna make it to what color we choose. This one, right? Okay, so you can. So I can add the reference line. It just to mean that this is what it means for this flag. So that's done. Now let's add one more chart that's with to do with the the table value. So we're gonna do amount, and then you're gonna do bars. So we're gonna do. So we're gonna still do the stage, right? And then gonna do value table, right? And there are a lot of fields I'm not interested to have. I don't want this field, delete. I don't want this field, delete. Right, I don't want this field, delete. I don't want this field, delete. Right, so this is what I wanted. Okay, sorry, let me delete this one as well. Okay, so I'll do done. Okay, hang on. Okay, so that looks okay to me. Product name. Okay, so let's see what's happened. Okay, you know what? I'm gonna move this down because it. Okay, so what we're gonna do, we're gonna show widgets action. I don't want any of this, but hang on a second. All right, so we're gonna change this table to compare table, let's say. No, I don't want the compare table. Okay, chart mode. I'm just gonna do basic table. Right. Okay. All right. We're gonna update this one for now. All right. Okay. This is what I wanted. A very basic looking. Let's see if I can remove this. So this will take long time in general because the designing the dashboard is where most of the time you can think about spending, because sometimes customer says, I want pretty looking stuff, so you need to build it for them, right? Otherwise it won't be good if you build them something which they're not happy with it. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna spacing header fit to data. If I say fit to width, no, not fit to width. Okay, fit to widget, right? So this is exactly what I wanted. And then, so you're gonna do header, right? And then we're gonna change the background color to this, right? And then, so the text color, we're gonna make it white. And what we're gonna do, we're gonna go to cells. So we're gonna do the text color to white. Yeah, now you must be thinking, oh, whoopsie, what happened? Well, I'll tell you. So the border color, so we're not gonna have to worry about the borders, right? So we're gonna keep it there. So we're gonna go to colors. So table background color. So we're gonna choose this, right? Nice and easy, right? Okay, and then I know you might say, oh, this doesn't look pretty. I know, I'm just trying to demonstrate. See, I don't want the this row index column, so I can take that off, right? It's gone. Nice and easy, right? Okay, and then I'm gonna go here, and I don't want this one as well, so I can delete it. And right, okay, so that's nice and easy, right? So you can also change the theme if you want. For instance, if you're not happy with this one, so you can go here, something called themes, so you can choose whatever you want. So let's say okay, let me save this one first, right? Because I don't want it to go back. And so if I say I want to do this one, right? Let's say you decide to do this one, then say, oh, I don't want to do this. You can reward it back. Or so you can, let's say you want to do this. You say, oh, that's yuck. So you can go back, and then you can say, oh, let's try this one. Oh, I'm not happy with that one. And then you can say, okay, let me try this one. Okay, so this looks a bit okay. It's not too bad, right? So then you say, you know what? I don't like any of this one. So you said, I like this one, but I would love to change the header color for this one. So we can go to the header again. Where is the header? Right, so you can go here, header, and you can change the background. Let's say I want the background to this. Right, and okay, so that's fine, right? Okay, now what we're gonna do, we're gonna add another chart to display a map, right? Just to complete the stuff. And then we're gonna add filters to it. So we're gonna add another chart here, right? And then we're gonna extend it. Okay, and then we're gonna use a sum. And then now we group by billing country. right? And then we're gonna go to this option here, the chart, and we're gonna look for a map, right? We're gonna look for a map here. And here you go. So we're gonna have a map, but I just want to change the look and feel of it a bit, right? So I'm just gonna move it closer. Okay, that's fine. Let's say I want to. Okay, not that. You're gonna go here. Just gonna go to maps, world countries. It's gonna be auto zoom, right? We're gonna do legend. I don't want a legend, right? Oh no, let's keep the legend here, right? It looks good. And then we're gonna look at the chart markers. You can do conditional formatting. You're gonna do widget style, background color, right? So I like to keep my background color consistent, right? But this doesn't look very pretty, right? Because I would like to change the theme to dark, or probably how about I do color save? And this looks okay. You need to play around with it, to be honest, because otherwise you can't actually tell, right, which one fits for you. So if you're someone who have very good eye for design, you will build amazing looking dashboard. So okay, so you know what? I'm gonna keep the color safe here. So this looks okay to me. All right, now what we're gonna do? We're gonna add a filter component here. So the global filter first. Right, so the global filter, right? Global filter, if you remember, I talked about global filter is very important. Global filter helps with the performance, right? Because what happens is that it actually helps you filter out the number of records you can, your dashboard can, your data set can load, right? Instead of going for individual filters, right? So what we're gonna do? So we're gonna make this as a DTS, right? And we're gonna use this as a stage. And then we're gonna create it as stage, right? Now you go here to the global filter. You're gonna do manage global filter, right? No, not this one. Come on. Right, so you're gonna go to all global filter, right? And then manage global. Come on. So all global filter. You don't need color here. Filter per row, I just want to make it 1. Title separator, I'm just going to make it this one. Right, title alignment, just going to make it to center. Right, and then filter style, so the field color, I want every field color to be white, and value color to be white. Right, and the background color to be this one, right? And then we gonna have widget style, so you're gonna make the background style to be this one, and right, okay, so I think that looks okay to me. All right, and then what we're gonna do, we're gonna add another filter, right? The list filter. So we're gonna do filter this by. So we're gonna do. Sorry, not this one. You know what? I'm gonna delete this one for now. I'm gonna add it again. Okay, so so we're gonna do I'm gonna do the stage again. So for this again, the stage, and they're gonna do so filter style, field text color white, field value color white, right? And then gonna do used background color as this one, right? And then I'm gonna save it. save it. Okay, so I don't want a notification, sorry. I pressed by mistake. Okay, and I'm gonna go back, and then you're gonna do preview. Okay, that's fine. I'm not interested in notification. Right, so hide notifications. So all right, so this is what we get, right? And so what we're gonna do, I'm gonna do prospects, qualification, need analysis, right? So you see the graph change, right? And now the state I will say I want only prospects, right? So and so it changes based on that, and then even your opportunities that changes as well. So if I go back and say all, right, even this changes, everything changes, right? And then I say prospects, I'm gonna remove the prospects, right? So it changes. So as you can see that, right, this is one of the things you can do, right? So so using filters and using different components, you can build a chart according to your requirement, right? And you can select it and it will change it, and then you can change this one, it will change this. So so it depends upon your company business requirement, what exactly you wanted to build. But you can build something, a nice looking dashboard, something like this, even more fancy looking dashboard, right? I mean, I've tried to build a very, very simple dashboard, right? This is not a complex dashboard. It's just built to a very, very basic dashboard. So the main thing you need to understand is to, first of all, you need to get the requirement, right? What exactly you want to build, right? What exactly your customer is asking for. Then you need to look for the data set, right? How to build the data set, right? What all objects you need to use. And once you build the data set, right, then and cleanse your data, then half of the job is done. Then you come to the dashboard. Then you can create a app, and then you can include the dashboard inside it, right? You can create an app, right? And you can create a data set inside that app, and you can create a dashboard inside that app, and you can share that app, right? So if you can create as a shared app, and you can share with the users, so once you create a dashboard, right, you can actually create the filters, right? And then you can add components, and you can bring the stuff together, right? You need to play around with the widgets, and you can try different stuffs, right? And you can make the dashboard as pretty as you can, depending upon what your user requirement, the way they would like to see the data. Right, so this is one of the things you can do, using Einstein, right? And this is one of the cool feature, right? I like it, and and then, yeah, I mean, if you are someone who came from another, analytics background, Google Analytics or other platform, you will find Einstein a bit interesting to use, a bit different at the same time, right? But that being said, right, this is a great feature. Try it out by yourself. So far I covered a basic introduction to Einstein. This is not an advanced course. This course is all about to get you started, to give you understanding about how to add filters and the concept of data sets, compute expressions, how the dashboard JSON looks like, right? And then how to create a dashboard. Now I've even demonstrated how to create a dashboard from a template, right? And even I've covered a few ideas around machine learning, where I talked about supervised and unsupervised machine learning, and we talked about differential equations, gradient descent, different stuff, right? So I hope by now you are fairly confident that you can go and get your hands dirty on Einstein, right? So what we're gonna do, so this is the last chapter, last episode on Einstein. So I'm gonna start certification course for Platform App Builder. So that's the next thing I'm gonna do, and once that's done, I'm gonna start with Einstein certification course, right? So that's the plan for now, right? Sounds good, right? All right, cool. That's all I wanted to cover today, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much for attending. Adios and greetings from New Zealand. Bye bye.